Today I'm taking a look at the second set to release as part of the January wave for the LEGO Sonic sets. This is set 76996 Knuckles Guardian Mech, which released for 45 NZD on January the 1st, 276 pieces and 2 exclusive minifigures. The set overview here is a set that finally gives us a much desired figure of Knuckles, as well as Rouge the Bat and a small glider build, a giant mech and a Master Emerald build. We're going to first take a look at that small build for the glider and the Master Emerald. A feature I think is pretty cool is the fact that the glider can attach to the top of the emerald for your display, so that it can look like Rouge can try and steal that emerald. It disconnects very easily from the emerald as well. Now the emerald sits inside this small little base, which is a very simple build but one that I think is pretty effective. The emerald doesn't actually connect into it or anything, it just sits inside the small little space here, and the emerald itself I also really like. It uses the Disney princesses mini doll dresses, but upside down. In fact, I believe it's Tiana's specifically, and the lid there is her umbrella piece. I think it's pretty clever parts usage, and perhaps we'll see more of these dresses being used as emeralds in the future. Inside we have some extra gems here to represent more Chaos Emeralds. Taking a look at Rouge's glider now, which I think makes for a really great little build, and it would have been a really great little polybag. Resembling a bat with those teeth at the front and the cool pink and black color scheme, it looks really cool actually. Rouge connects onto the handlebar there at the back. The only other noteworthy mention here is the articulation, which we have in the wings, and even some bends at this section as well. It's nothing major, but it is a nice addition, especially paired with the emerald. And then we have this Knuckles mech, which, like, what am I looking at here? Why did they do this? Why did they have to make up some shoehorned mech design and insist that the Sonic theme needed this? We get LEGO mechs now across every single theme it feels like, and it felt so refreshing to not have these weird out of character designs for even just a moment, so I don't really like the creative decision that went behind this here, but I actually think it's decent enough mech. It kind of reminds me of the Exoforce line. I think that the exposed studs on like his feet here are a little off-putting, and the lack of a cockpit area looks more unfinished to me than anything. There's some stud shooters being the main feature here. He also uses the same parts for his legs and his arms, which are these permanently bent knee and elbow joints, something that can bother me, especially for a build like this, which is just asking for all the articulation in the world, so to have such limiting movements, it can be disappointing to see. I like the overall shaping that we have here though. I like the bulkiness of his limbs, and I think it does a good job at presenting the theme I love as a kid, Exoforce. I like the design of the echidna coils on the back as well. It's a weird one, but it works for me actually. Let's highlight now the articulation, because I feel that that's what makes or breaks a mech for me. We've got some movement down here with his feet. We can also move his legs at the hip joint as well. His arms can move at the shoulder joint, and we have some movements in his hands also. His quills can move around as well, so look, we have the bare minimum movements here, which I tepidly say is enough to keep me satisfied. It's not perfect, but it will do. So this is Knuckles, who is obviously the main reason for buying this set. He looks absolutely perfect and exactly how he looked in the LEGO Dimensions game. I've been waiting years for a Knuckles minifigure ever since that pack, so I'm really thrilled to have him. Those legs that he uses I can see being very useful for me in the future, and the especially molded head is also excellent to see. He's got some special gloves which he simply holds in his minifigure hands, which does mean that he can't interact with his mech, but you know, creative liberties. I think he's perfect, and now that I have the main crew in minifigure form, I'm officially satisfied with the Sonic the Hedgehog theme. This is Rouge the Bat, who is a character that I just didn't think we would be seeing so soon in minifig form, and one that I think came out looking great. Dual molding for her arms and for her legs, just incredible designs to see, and very useful parts outside this line. She features an extra part there with her wings, and they're in that vivid purple color which looks very fancy, and of course uses a specially molded headpiece like all of the other Sonic figures. Another great minifigure to add to the set. The instructions are your standard ones that you see in the usual $40 sets. There's no theming on the inside unfortunately. On the back we've got some images of the set all built up, and then we have images of the 2 January 2024 sets, plus images of the Wave 1 2023 sets, some of which have been covered on this channel already. The box art has Knuckles fending off Rouge as she tries to steal the emerald, and on the spine of the box we've got some really cool game art of our two characters here. The back of the box shows us the key features that we've covered in this video, like Knuckles having stud shooters here in the pilot seat, Rouge can connect onto the emerald via her glider, and some final box art here of the set all complete. Mixed feelings overall on this one I think. Knuckles is perfect, and the Rouge inclusions from the figure to the glider to the emerald are also standouts in the set. I think the mech overall is acceptable, it's just not what I would have wanted from this set personally. Honestly, I would have loved to have seen another smaller playset type build, something that's more akin to the Ninjago wave, and maybe we receive a small little temple build for the gym instead of this mech. We get mechs because kids love mechs, and mechs sell, it just is what it is. I'm happy to have these additions for my island display scene though, because in the end, that's what really mattered to me, and who knows, Knuckles and Rouge could easily show up in sets in the future. If you enjoyed this look at a LEGO Sonic 2024 set, liking this video and subscribing to the channel does help to support us in making more videos like this. Ka kite anō.